Okay, so we'll start with today's topic, that is Jumbles. Hello, everyone. So let us start with the topic Jumbles. I'll be sharing the screen with you. Yes, here we go. And these are 6 statements. I request you to go through the statements, read it carefully. You have 3 to 4 minutes for this, and then I'll tell you the answers and I'll discuss with you. Okay, so let's start with the first one. These departments or agencies have limited human resources for supervising a large number of construction activities spread over the whole country or state. Now we can see that we have this word, these, in this statement. So these है, तो ये statement आपका पहला नहीं होगा. Eliminate this statement. Most such projects, which projects? No idea. Eliminate this statement also. It cannot be your first statement. So most such projects are constructed by private contractors under the supervision of some government department or agency. Okay. Budget should be presented keeping in mind the entire nation and not elections. Now this can be your first statement. So we'll put a question mark over. The collapses of under construction flyovers or newly constructed bridges are examples of such deficiency. Now we can see such deficiency. Which deficiency? No idea. Can't be your first statement. Eliminate statement D. It can't be your first statement. One can see long stretches of metro tracks under construction in several parts of Calcutta, and no one knows when these will be completed. Again, simple one, can't be your first statement. Eliminated. Then we have the last statement, an adverse consequence of starting too many projects at a time and delayed projects is that quality control suffers. Now this also can be your first statement. So we have a competition now between F and C. Okay, let's see which one will prevail, which one will come first. Let's say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 statement. I think statement C is not relevant with what we have over here. Okay, statement C does not seem to be relevant. Okay, now because if you see that statement A is talking about some construction activities, statement 2 is also saying about contractors and the private contractors and the government agencies and departments. Statement D also is talking about constructed bridges. Statement E is also talking about metro tracks and its construction. And statement F is also talking about too many projects related with. I mean, we can see that there is some synchronization between all the 5 sentences or all the 5 statements except C. So C over here will be your irrelevant statement because it is talking about budget. Budget should be presented keeping in mind the entire nation and not election. So this seems to be a bit out of context because of these two words. We'll see how the questions follow. But right now, C seems to be irrelevant statement out of the 6. Okay. Now, if we consider C as irrelevant, we have only one option that will come first, that is F. Okay. So your first statement will be F. Okay. An adverse consequence of starting too many projects at a time and delayed projects is that quality control suffers. Okay. Now, such projects are constructed by private contractors. Now, see, B is having a direct link with F. Most such projects. Now, this such is related with too many projects. Too many projects is such is determining or replacing too many projects. So we got our second statement, that is B. So most such projects are constructed by private contractors under the supervision of some government department or agency. Now here we have been introduced with some government department or some government agency. Now you can see A has a direct link with B. Why? Because departments, these matlab kaun sa? Now these over here is replacing some government department or agency. Okay. I think by now, I think you must have got the idea how each and every sentence is related with each other. Okay. So these is replacing some government department or agency. So now our next statement would be A. Now, these departments or agencies have limited human resources for supervising a large number of construction activities spread over the whole country or state. Okay. Now, next, the अब कौन सा आएगा D और E बच गया. Now you can see that in A statement they have said about these government departments or these government agencies have limited human resources for supervising a large number of construction activities. ठीक है ना? So concentrate on these three words: limited human resources. Now these limited human resources से क्या हो रहा है? The collapses of under construction flyovers or newly constructed bridges are examples of such deficiency in supervision. Your next statement would be D for Delhi. And then last but not the least will be your E statement, because wahi bach jata hai. That is the only statement that is remaining. So our sequence would be F, B, A, D, E. I hope you must have got this. I hope you must have got this. Okay, so let's see our questions then. Among the given sentence, which sentence fails to become a part of the paragraph as a whole after rearrangement? See, I said you while solving only that there seems to be one sentence which is out of context. Now, what do we have? The sequence F, B, A, D, E. So which statement will be irrelevant? That is statement C. So your answer would be, I hope you are there with me. Answer would be C. That is option E over here. Statement C is irrelevant. I'll show you the statement again. See, statement C is talking about budget should be presented keeping in mind the entire nation and not elections, which is totally irrelevant because all the remaining five statements are talking about construction and the departments and the supervision. So everything is directly or indirectly related with construction and construction activities. Okay, so it was relatively easier one to identify. The first question to humne solve kar diya. Now let's move on to the second one. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129 130 131 132 133 134 135 136 137 138 139 140 141 142 143 144 145 146 147 148 149 150 151 152 153 What is the second sentence after rearrangement? What is our sequence? F, B, A, D, E. So second statement would be B for Bombay. That is option D over here. I hope you got this answer right. What is the fifth sentence? Again, easy. F, B, A, D, E. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Statement D. No, sorry, F, B, A, D, E. E. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. So your option E. So that will be, sorry, statement E. So that means option A. I think you are getting the answers right. I hope that you are also solving it with me. What is the fourth sentence after rearrangement? Now again, simple. F, B, A, D, E. Now this is D. So option B. Okay, let's move on. What is the first sentence after rearrangement? First is F, B, A, D, E. Now the first sentence is F, but in the options we have not got it. I think this is some typing error. So let it be. So leave this question, leave this question. I think in place of E, there should be F, but that's fine. Not an issue. Correct sequence is F, B, A, D, E. Your answer will be F. Okay. Let's move ahead. Now this is again a 5-statement parajumble. I'll read the parajumble once. The daily case count and positivity rate have doubled over the past fortnight from 240 cases at a rate of 0.33% on March 3. The COVID-19 trend continued to tick upwards in Delhi, with the capital reporting 536 new cases of COVID-19 on Wednesday, the most in a day since January 6, when the city logged 654 cases of the viral infection. Even though the spike rate remains below the 5% control that the World Health Organization recommends for an infection to be considered under threshold, experts believe Delhi's case positivity is a cause of concern. The new cases came on the back of 80,856 tests and a positivity rate of 0.66%, also the highest since January 6. Delhi on Wednesday added over 500 cases for the first time in nearly 70 days and for the fourth time this year. The other three were in January, when the number of cases in the city was still on the decline after the heights of the third wave in November. So we have 5 statements over here. Some of the statements are lengthy, but do not worry about it. There is lots of data over here, 80,000 tests and 5%, 536, 654 cases. So read it slowly and try to pick up the clues that we have discussed in our previous lessons.
सर
Yes.
स्पाइक का मतलब क्या होता है?
हाँ जी,
स्पाइक का मतलब क्या होता है?
कौन से सेंटेंस में आया ये?
सी में,
बी में?
सी सी
सी, इवन दो द स्पाइक रेट मतलब जो बढ़ता है ना, स्पाइक मतलब ऊपर जा, तो ऊपर जाने का रेट रिमेन्स बिलो द 5% कंट्रोल, ऐसा इस स्टेटमेंट में कहा जा रहा है. समझा?
यस सर.
So we'll solve this now. The daily case count and positivity rate have doubled over the past fortnight from 240 cases at a rate of 0.33 on March 3. COVID-19 trend continued to tick upwards in Delhi. The capital reporting 536 cases. Okay. Since January 6, when the city locked 654 cases of viral infection. Okay. Wednesday, January 6. Even though the spike rate remains below 5%, control that the WHO recommends for an infection to be considered, experts believe Delhi's case positivity is a cause of concern. Now, see, this one is like a conclusive or suggestive or something which tells us that it is a concluding statement. So, statement C will be your last statement. Okay, na? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, statement C will be your last statement. The new cases came on the back of 80,000 tests and a positivity rate of so and so since January 6. Okay. Delhi on Wednesday added over 500 cases for the first time in nearly 70 days for the fourth time this year. Okay. The other three were in January, and the number of cases was still on the decline after the heights of the third wave in November. Okay, fine. So your last statement will be C. The first statement will be option statement B for Bombay. First statement will be B for Bombay. Why? Because here we have been introduced with the COVID-19 trend continue to tick upwards in Delhi, with the capital reporting new cases so and so since January 6. So your first statement will be B for Bombay. Okay. Then we say, we will have a link with statement E, because we have been introduced with Wednesday, and then over here it is said that on Wednesday it added over 500 cases for the first time in nearly 70 days. Your second statement would be E for England. Now these 500 cases, now the newly added 500 cases, the new cases. Okay, now see, here they have used the trick of not using words like these, those. ऐसे शब्द यहाँ पर यूज नहीं किए. उसके अलावा उसके in behalf of that or on behalf of that, in place of that, उन्होंने क्या यूज किया? They have used new cases, the new cases. अब कौन से new cases? देखो थोड़ा सा अगर डिफिकल्टी लेवल अगर बढ़ता है तो these those की जगह पर ये ऐसे शब्द यूज करते हैं. तो न्यू केसेस, कौन से न्यू केसेस? जो वेडनेसडे को हुए थे, ये 500 केसेस. So the new cases came on the back of 80,000 tests and a positivity rate of 0.66 since January 6. ठीक है ना, January 6 हमें यहाँ मिला था. ठीक है, तो next statement will be BED. और बचता सिर्फ एक ही. अब the daily case count and positivity rate have doubled over the past fortnight. पिछले 15 दिनों में. Fortnight means 15 days. याद रखना ये. Fortnight means 15 days. तो पिछले 15 दिनों में the daily case count and positivity rate have doubled. ठीक है ना, आपका ये हो गया BEDAC. I hope you must have got it right. थोड़ा सा ट्रिकी था ये, but don't worry. Let's move ahead. Which of the following should be the first sentence after rearrangement? So the statement or the arrangement is BEDAC. So what should be the first sentence? First will be B for Bombay, option B. Which of the following should be the second? That is BEDAC. E. Option E. Third, we had BEDAC. So BEDAC. The third one is D. Answer would be D for Delhi. Fourth, BEDAC. BEDAC. Fourth one is A. So option, statement A, option A. And I think last one will be In this question, some words are highlighted in bold, which may or may not be in the proper place. You have to arrange them in order to make sentences coherently and meaningfully correct. Even though the spike rate remains below 5%. Okay, chalo. Take in another extra 2 minutes and solve this. I'll go back to the main question. यहाँ पर highlight वो हुआ नहीं है, but it is talking about statement C. Even though the spike rate remains below the 5% control that the World Health Organization recommends for an infection to be considered under threshold, experts believe that this case positivity is a cause of concern. तो इसी स्टेटमेंट को आपने सही है या गलत है ये आपको दिखाना है, ठीक है ना? So I'll take it back to the slide where we have that question. Okay, just a minute. Yep. Sure. So it is very simple. The correct answer over here is no correction required. No correction required. The statement is grammatically correct. No need to interchange anything. Okay, got it? Let's move ahead. Now here we have a 6-statement parajumble. 6-statement parajumble. Read it and then we'll solve it. You have 3-4 minutes for this. Okay, chalo, we'll solve this also. It was founded by Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne. It was founded. What was founded? No idea. A can't be your first statement. Eliminated. It tilts to tried and tested. It tilts. What tilts? No idea. It hai. Can't be your first statement. Apple Inc. is an American multinational technology company headquartered in Cupertino, California. This can be your first statement. Let's put a question mark over here. Apple's worldwide annual revenue total 274.5 billion for the 2020 fiscal year. Now see, Apple Inc. is the full name. So as we have discussed in our previous lessons, that full forms or full names will precede short forms. Will precede short forms. या short names. मतलब क्या? फुल फॉर्म वाले सेंटेंसेस पहले आएंगे और फिर शॉर्ट फॉर्म्स वाले. दिस इज व्हाट इट मींस. तो यहां पर देखना, आपने एप्पल्स वर्ल्ड वाइड एनुअल रेवेन्यू, एप्पल स्विफ्टली रिटर्न टू प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी, दीज ऑल आर not full names, so they will come after C. Okay ना? So ये तो हो गया. इसकी वजह से क्या हो गया कि D आपका पहला स्टेटमेंट नहीं हो सकता, ना ही आपका E स्टेटमेंट. ठीक है. And as the market for personal computers expanded and evolved through the 90s, Apple lost. Now you can see यहाँ पर भी उन्होंने Apple यूज किया. तो again F was also cancelled. तो आपका ऑर्डर में पहला स्टेटमेंट कौन सा बनेगा? C for चेन्नई. ठीक है. Then your second statement होगा, it was founded by Steve Jobs. अब Apple क्या है? Apple Inc. is an American multinational technology company. उसको फाउंड किसने किया था? तो जॉब्स, स्टीव जॉब्स, वॉज़नियाक एंड मिस्टर वेन. स्टेटमेंट ए विल बी योर सेकंड स्टेटमेंट. ठीक है. एंड इसमें देखना, यहां पर आपको 1976 भी दिखाई दे रहा है. ठीक है. उसके बाद आएगा आपका 1990s वाला स्टेटमेंट. ठीक है ना? 1990s वाला, देन 2001 एंड देन 2020. नाउ वी आर फॉलोइंग द chronology pattern. We are following the chronology pattern over here. Chronology pattern. ठीक है ना? chronology pattern से जाएंगे तो CAFED. CA तो हमने निकाल दिया, फिर F में 1990s है, E में 2001 है, E में 2001 है और D में 2020 है. So if we go by this logic, FED आ रहा है. ठीक है ना? If we want to go by other logic or other technique, we can still come to the same answer. Let's see how. जैसे C है और A है, ये तो हमने पहले ही निकाल दिया. अब देखो F क्या कह रहा है कि as the market for personal computers expanded and evolved through 90s, Apple lost considerable market share. मतलब Apple का लॉस हो गया यहाँ पर. ठीक है ना? किसकी वजह से? माइक्रोसॉफ्ट विंडोज और वो जो भी है, तो लॉस हो गया. लॉस होने के बाद उन्होंने it swiftly returned to profitability. Return to profitability मतलब क्या होता है कि वो वापस प्रॉफिट करने लगे. वापस प्रॉफिट करने लगे मतलब पहले लॉस किया होगा. सो अब ये कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई हो रही है. तो वी कैन से दैट F एंड E विल कम टुगेदर. कहीं पर भी आ जाओ, है ना? तो F और E अगर हमने डाल दिया तो बचता क्या है? D. एंड एज वी कैन सी, option B or statement B, it tilts to tried and tested iPhone playbook for car as talks with automaker stall is an irrelevant statement. This is not coherent with the passage. So this is an irrelevant statement. We'll have to eliminate this, the whole statement. Now let's see. I hope that you have got it. Okay, chalo, let's move on. Which sentence is not relevant to the paragraph? As we saw that हमारा order बन गया CAFED. Irrelevant is B statement. तो B statement ये है. Option B will be your correct answer. The next one is, what is the first sentence? First sentence है आपका CAFED. C statement is your first statement. Option C is the correct answer. What is the fifth? फिफ्थ क्या है? CAFED. एक दो तीन चार पांच, डी ऑप्शन, डी statement or option B, D. I hope you've started getting the answers right now. What is the fourth one? CAFED. Fourth one is statement E, option also E. What is the third? CAFED. F. That is option D. Let's move ahead. Now this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 statement wala hai. 7 statement wala hai. Read it slowly and carefully. You have 5 minutes for this. Okay, fine. So we'll solve this now. With the 8th phase in West Bengal, a long and torturous election process has concluded in 4 states and 1 UT to the relief of most electors and candidates. Okay, so this can be your first statement. Let's put a question mark over here. The selective eagerness of central agencies in investigating crimes turns up the heat on non-BJP state governments and parties, and during elections, this raises the possibility of tilting the balance in the contest. Balance in the contest. Which contest? No idea. Can't be your first statement. Election Commission is an all-India body in the sense that it is common to both central government and the state governments. Okay, so this can be your first statement. So let's put a question mark over here. Now, the ECI made dash seizures of cash and other items that were meant to be used to influence voters. Now look, you have a filler also in this. So you have to fill the blank over here. कौन सा seizure किया था? So this is how they make para-jumbles even more tougher. So first you have to add on, you have to put in the correct sequence, and then you have to make one filler also. Okay, so this is how they will make your job tougher now. Next one, if electoral bonds for making contributions to political parties persistent as an autonomy. Now see, over here we have 4 highlighted or bolded words. We have to interchange them also. We'll see that in the upcoming slides. So this also cannot be your first statement. Eliminate this also. So B gaya, D gaya, E gaya. F, in the absence of a party wise breakup of such preventive measures, F is also gone. Election spectacle was overrun by COVID-19 towards the end of agonizingly staggered phases of voting. This also cannot be your first statement. It was overrun by COVID towards the end of agonizingly staggered phases. Staggered phases मतलब कौन सा ये 8th phase वाला जो है ना, मतलब 8 phase में हुआ था. ठीक है, तो G भी नहीं होगा आपका. Now there is competition between A and C. Now if you look at all the statements closely, it is talking about the elections and how the elections were conducted, how the elections were conducted, and how the elections are conducted. Whereas statement C is talking about the election commission only. It is an all India body in the sense that it is common to both central as well as state governments. So this statement is what? If you read all the statements A to G, you will find C statement a little different. So this statement will be what? What do we call such statements? This statement is irrelevant. Irrelevant or not relevant. Okay. So your first statement will be A for apple. Now, with the 8th phase in West Bengal, a long and torturous election process has concluded in 4 states and 1 UT to the relief of most electors and candidates. अब सीधा 8th phase का जो है यहाँ पर हमें दिखाई दे रहा है लिंक towards the end of agonizingly staggered phases. कौन से phases? Staggered phases. ठीक है ना? तो A के साथ सीधा बैठ रहा है आपका G for Goa. And then G has, the current cycle has added to a growing list of concerns that have emerged regarding elections in India in recent years. ठीक है? अब यहाँ पर क्या हो गया? There are some concerns. कौन सा concern है? If electoral bonds for making contributions, statement E, if electoral bonds for making contributions to political parties, जो भी है, a serious cause of worry. अब देखो यहाँ पर concern है और उसका यहाँ पर दिया है. It's a serious cause of worry through all the 8 phases. Third will be your E. Now अब ये worry है. क्यों worry है? Through all the has been emerged doubts over the fairness and opaque of the Election Commission of India. So electoral bonds for making contributions to political parties. पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज को कंट्रीब्यूशन मतलब ज्यादातर कैसे होगा, कैश एंड अदर आइटम से होगा. सो वी गॉट आवर सेकंड क्लू और द सेकंड पेयर और सेकंड लिंक ई और डी आर लिंक्ड विद ईच अदर. तो ई के बाद क्या आएगा, तो डी आएगा आपका. तो ए जी ई डी. उसके बाद है आपका ECI made seizures of cash and other items that were meant to be used to influence voters. उसके बाद है आपका F statement. In the absence of a party-wise breakup of such preventive measures, parties opposed to the BJP have alleged that they were specifically targeted in such operations. ठीक है. आपका आएगा F, F आएगा and then आपका आएगा B. Because why? The selective eagerness of central agencies in investigating crime turns up the heat on non-BJP state and during elections. This raises the possibility of tilting the balance. So it is more like it is giving a way forward. कि क्या हो सकता है इसमें. That's why it is a bit suggestive, conclusive, or showing way forward. So B will be your last option, or last sentence. A, G, E, D, B, F. So this is your correct sequence. C being irrelevant or not relevant. Now let's look at the questions of this. Which of the following should be the second after rearrangement? What was our arrangement? A, G, E, D, F, B. So what will be our answer? Second one is G for Goa, option D. The next question. In this question, some words are highlighted in bold, which may or may not be in their proper place. You have to interchange them in order to make sentences coherently and meaningfully correct. Okay. मतलब क्या करना है आपको, देखो persistent, autonomy, emerged और opaque ये अलग अलग जगह पर है, मतलब गलत जगह पर है शायद. उसको इंटरचेंज करने के बाद हमें देखना है कि सही सेंटेंस बन रहा है. ठीक है, चलो तो इसको सॉल्व करते सीधा. If electoral bonds for making contribution to political parties persistent, it can't be persistent ना. If electoral bonds for making contribution to political parties persistent नहीं होगा, इसकी जगह पर होना चाहिए एक को हम बदलेंगे इसके साथ, बी के साथ बदल सकते हैं क्या? Contribution to political parties, autonomy नहीं. If electoral bonds for making contributions to political parties emerged, emerge आएगा तो ए किसके साथ बदलेगा? ए जाएगा सी के साथ. ठीक है, तो एक तो पक्का है. तो ए और सी कौन से ऑप्शन में है? आपका ऑप्शन बी है और आपका ऑप्शन सी है. ठीक है ना, तो आपके वैसे भी ये ऑप्शन कट गए. तो ऑप्शन ए गया, सी गया और none of the above गया. Now we are playing only into the two options, option B and option D. Okay, so if electoral, अब देखते हैं डी में क्या है. ए सिर्फ ए एंड सी, दूसरे में क्या है? बी में क्या है? ए और सी है ही है और बी और डी भी है. लेट्स सी बी और डी को कैसे कर सकते हैं. एज एन ऑटोनॉमी इंस्ट्रूमेंट. अब देखो ऑटोनॉमी इंस्ट्रूमेंट नहीं होगा, ये क्या होगा? एज एन ओपेक इंस्ट्रूमेंट. तो बी और डी भी अपना जगह बदल लेंगे. ओपेक इंस्ट्रूमेंट मतलब क्या? ओपेक मतलब नॉन ट्रांसपेरेंट. So if electoral bonds for making contributions to political parties emerged as an opaque instrument, अगर वो opaque instrument हुआ, opaque instrument मतलब क्या? Non transparent. What does opaque mean? Non transparent. मतलब यहाँ पर कोई ट्रांसपेरेंसी नहीं रहेगी. So if it is non transparent, well before the current rounds of election, a serious cause of worry through all the 8 phases has been the persistent doubt. Persistent doubt मतलब जो रह चुका है, वो बहुत देर से हमारे साथ है, which is lasting doubts over the fairness and autonomy. ओपेक की जगह पर आना चाहिए autonomy. Autonomy मतलब जो उनका freedom है, जो उनका independence है. Election Commission is a constitutional body which is an independent body. So it has its own autonomy. तो Election Commission के साथ autonomy आनी चाहिए. So correct option would be B for बॉम्बे, ए के साथ सी रिप्लेस होगा और बी के साथ डी रिप्लेस होगा. आई होप यू हैव गॉट दिस आंसर. ओके, चलो लेट्स मूव अहेड. Now choose the word for the blank below that best fits the meaning of the sentence as a whole. The ECI made dash seizures of cash and other items that were meant to be used to influence voters. अब एक्सपेक्टेड आएगा कि यहाँ पर एक्सपेक्टेड सीजर्स है क्या, मतलब उन्होंने जो कैश पकड़ी है या जो भी अदर आइटम्स उन्होंने पकड़े हैं या जब्त किए हैं वो क्या एक्सपेक्टेड थे, तो एक्सपेक्टेड आपका हट गया. क्या वो कन्वेंशनल थे? नहीं, वो तो होता ही रहता है कैसे. नहीं. ग्लोटेड मतलब क्या? एंजॉइंग वाला. वर देयर इट वाज इट एंजॉइंग सीजर ऑफ कैश? नो. आपके तीन ऑप्शन तो कट गए. हैज टू बी अनप्रेसिडेंटेड, मतलब जो एक्सपेक्टेड नहीं था उससे भी ज्यादा. The ECI made unprecedented seizures, मतलब बहुत ज्यादा पैसा इकट्ठा कर लिया. That was meant to be used to influence voters. ठीक है. The correct option would be A for Apple, unprecedented. Let's move ahead. Which of the following is not related to the context of the coherent paragraph? See, this is what I was expecting. So we had this sequence A, G, E, D, F, B, which is not related. See, not related कौन सा है? A है, B है, C नहीं है, D है, E है, F है, G है. तो C is our answer. ठीक है. We'll go back to the slide where we have seen this. सी ऑप्शन क्या है? देखो मैंने पहले ही कहा था सॉल्व करते समय कि इलेक्शन कमीशन इज एन ऑल इंडिया बॉडी. सो दिस इज इररिलेवेंट और नॉट रिलेवेंट बिकॉज ये इलेक्शन कमीशन वो बॉडी के बारे में ज्यादा बता रहा है. वेदर बाकी के जो 6 स्टेटमेंट्स है वो आपको इलेक्शन के प्रोसेस के बारे में बता रहा है. ठीक है. आई होप दिस इज क्लियर विथ यू. लेट्स मूव अहेड. ट्वेंटिएथ क्वेश्चन. व्हिच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग शुड बी द फिफ्थ सेंटेंस? अब क्या था अपना? ए जी ई डी एफ पी. 1 2 3 4 5. Fifth statement is your D option, F statement. Chalo, let's move ahead. Now you have a 6 statement parajumble. Solve this quickly. You have 3 minutes with you. Sure. So we'll solve this also now. Let's see what is the first statement. But Mr. Austin stood preceded and but Mr. So we have got a conjunction over here, the contrast conjunction. So it has to be linked with someone. So can't be your first statement. Eliminated. The timing of US Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin's visit. So Mr. Austin's, and we have now got the full name, Lloyd Austin's. So this will be, or this can be, not will be. Let's put a question mark over here. This can be your first statement. As a result of all three areas, which areas? No idea. So can't be your first statement. C is also eliminated. Also the visit, again, we can see that again, this is not or can't be your first statement. Finally, Mr. Austin was careful not to make any direct reference to Beijing or the LAC. Finally, again, shows us that this can't be the first statement. But F, as the first senior ranking official of the Biden administration to meet with the Modi government, his visit, kiska visit? It is Mr. Austin's visit that we know now, but this can't be your first statement. Eliminate this. So, bacha kya? Question mark हमने कहाँ डाला था? Statement B पे. So your first statement will be B for Bombay. Let's see, कुछ clue मिलता है क्या और? अब देखो. The timing of US Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin's visit to New Delhi over the weekend was significant for many reasons. So it was significant for many reasons. उसके बाद क्या आएगा? B के बाद आएगा आपका F. As the first senior ranking official of Biden administration to meet with the Modi government, his visit this early on in the new president's tenure indicates the place India holds. F option would be your second statement. उसके बाद अब देखो ये तो हो गया. Now also the visit just after the first ever Quad Leaders Summit confirms US's focus on greater maritime cooperation in the Indo-Pacific. So that will be your third one, D. उसके बाद आएगा A, क्योंकि देखो D क्या कह रहा है? Also the visit just after the first Quad Leaders Summit. ठीक है? Focuses on greater maritime cooperation in the Indo-Pacific. But Mr. Austin's trip preceded an unannounced stop in Kabul, where the US is undertaking a major review of its troops' pull-out schedule and peace plan. ठीक है ना? मतलब मेरीटाइम कोऑपरेशन तो करना चाहता है, लेकिन यहाँ पर क्या है? एक अनप्रेसिडेंटेड या अनप्रेसिडेंटेड अनप्लान्ड एक ट्रिप हो गया और एक स्टॉपेज हो गया काबुल में. तो दैट योर बट जो है कॉन्ट्रास्ट कंजंक्शन, इट जॉइंस पॉजिटिव टोन विद नेगेटिव, वो वाला सेटिस्फाई हो रहा है. सो बी एफ डी ए. उसके बाद क्या देखो, फाइनली तो ये है, तो आपका लास्ट स्टेटमेंट तो ये वाला आएगा, ई वाला विल बी योर लास्ट स्टेटमेंट. तो बीच में बचा क्या? C statement. As a result, all three areas, bilateral ties, Indo-Pacific and Afghanistan, came up for discussion during talks. ठीक है? अफगानिस्तान का क्यों आ गया? क्योंकि काबुल में एक स्टॉप हो गया, इसलिए अफगानिस्तान का बात हो गया. ठीक है? बायलैटरल टाइज मतलब दो देशों के बीच में होता है. वो इंडिया यूएस का हो रहा है तो दैट इज बायलैटरल टाइज, एंड इंडो पैसिफिक का भी हो रहा है. ठीक है? Got it? So your answer would be BFDACE. BFDACE. I hope most of them must have got it right. Let's see the questions now. Which of the following statement does not form a part of a coherent paragraph? Our sequence was BF, DA, CE, BF, DA, CE. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the statements are coherent. इसलिए हमारा option होगा none is coherent. Option E. ठीक है? Everything is coherent. ठीक है? तो ऐसे टाइप वाले भी क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, प्लीज ध्यान देना. नहीं तो कोई तो कोहेरेंट है इसलिए वापस से जाके रीअरेंज मत करते बैठना, या वापस से देखना मत कि कोई तो कोहेरेंट या कोई तो इररिलेवेंट होगा. ठीक है ना? नेक्स्ट वन. Which of the following pair of statements will appear in similar sequence after rearrangement as given in the option? अब क्या है हमारा सीक्वेंस? B F D A C E. मतलब पेयर कैसे बन रहे हैं? BF DA CE। यहाँ पर क्या है? AE नहीं, CD नहीं, BF yes, DE नहीं, AF नहीं। करेक्ट आंसर विल बी ऑप्शन C, BF। चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं। Which of the following is the second statement after rearrangement? So it is simple, BF DA CE F बोला होगा। Your option is C option। चलो कितने लोगों का सही आया? That's good। चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं। Which of the following is the third? BF DA CE। So D will be your third statement. Correct answer is A for apple. Let's go ahead. Which of the following is the fifth? Again, this should be easy. BF DA CE. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Statement C. Option B. Okay, chalo, let's move ahead. Now we're here again. We have a 5-statement parajumble. Solve it quickly. You have 2 minutes for this. Okay, chalo. Let's see what the sequence will be. Statement A says Prakriti Rajvanshi, a Delhi-based wedding consultant who advises people on sustainable says मतलब इससे पहले भी तो कुछ कहा होगा. Can't be your first statement. Planning a sustainable wedding means making the best use of what is already available. Now, this can be your first statement. Let's put a question mark over here. There goes the question mark. Okay. Now we collect floral waste and send them to NGOs. Floral waste मतलब जो waste होता है flowers से बना हुआ, that is called as floral waste. So the remains of any flowers can be called as floral waste. So we collect floral waste. Floral waste के लिए हमें flowers का भी तो जिक्र होना चाहिए. We are collecting floral waste. We are collecting remains of flower. तो कहीं पे flowers का भी तो mentioning होना चाहिए था ना. So this can't be a first statement. So eliminate this also. If you must use flower, now here we go. We have flowers over here. If you must use flowers, use locally sourced ones from a nearby mandi. This also helps small scale entrepreneurs. Okay, now this can also be your first statement. So let's put a question mark over here. Mumbai-based Aishwarya Lonial, who calls herself a green event and wedding planner, says that the best way to utilize floral waste is to give them to NGOs to make products out of them. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Okay. Now tell me, what do you think? Statement B will be first or D will be first? Because we have put question mark in front of B and D. E also cannot be a first statement because it is also talking about floral waste. So pehle flower wala statement aayega. So your first statement would be D for Delhi. Okay, first statement will be D for Delhi. इसका हिंट आपको कहां मिल रहा है? बी वाले में नहीं मिल रहा है क्योंकि बी वाले में यहां पर आपको इन्वर्टेड कॉमास नहीं दिखाई दे रहे. देखो यहां पर प्लानिंग के पी जो है ना उससे पहले, बट यू कैन फाइंड दैट द स्टेटमेंट इज एंडिंग विथ डबल इन्वर्टेड कॉमास. तो इसका शुरुआत कहीं और हुआ. So that is the hint that says or tells us that statement D is the first option or the first in the sequence. Is that correct? Did you get this? समझा इसको? Okay, chalo, let's move ahead. So D will be your first statement. So D के बाद आएगा आपका. अब देखो, you must use flowers. If you must use flowers, तो ये क्या कह रहा है स्टेटमेंट कि अगर आपको फ्लावर्स यूज करना है तो लोकली सोर्स किया हुआ आजू बाजू के मंडी से लाया हुआ इस्तेमाल करना. क्यों इस्तेमाल करना? बिकॉज दिस हेल्प्स स्मॉल स्केल एंटरप्रेन्योर, स्मॉल स्केल बिजनेसमैन जो है, जो जिनका छोटे दुकान है, उनको हेल्प होगा. ऐसा कौन कहता है? इट इज सेड बाय प्रकृति राजवंशी. It is said by Prakriti Rajvamshi, but this cannot be your second statement because if you must use flowers, use locally sourced ones from a nearby mandi. This also helps small-scale entrepreneurs. Planning a sustainable wedding means making the best use of what's already available. यहाँ पर आपका double inverted comma से end हो रहा है statement. तो statement start हो रहा है आपके D से, ठीक है ना? Inverted comma देखना यहाँ पर है. यहाँ पर आपका इन्वर्टेड कॉमा है, तो इन्वर्टेड कॉमा से चालू हो रहा है डी में, एंड कहाँ हो रहा है बी में. तो डी के बाद क्या आएगा? बी फॉर बॉम्बे. तो ये एक पूरा स्टेटमेंट हो गया, ठीक है ना, डायरेक्ट स्पीच वाला. अब इनडायरेक्ट स्पीच, सॉरी डायरेक्ट स्पीच वाला, आई एम सो सॉरी, डायरेक्ट स्पीच वाला ये एक हो गया. इफ से चालू हो रहा है और अवेलेबल पे खत्म हो रहा है. ऐसा कौन कह रहा है? ऐसा कह रही है प्रकृति राजवंशी. तो दैट विल बी योर थर्ड स्टेटमेंट, डी बी ए. अब ई और सी बच गए. A Mumbai-based Aishwarya Lonial, who calls herself a green event and wedding planner, says that best way to utilize floral waste is to give them to NGOs that make products out of them. And we collect floral waste and send them to NGOs. ये आपका last statement होगा, ठीक है ना? DBA EC will be your correct sequence. I hope you have got this. You have understood this. Okay, ji. Chalo, let's move ahead and see the questions. So, अपना क्या sequence बना? D, B, A, E, C. So, which of the following is the first sentence? First sentence is D for Delhi. Second will be B for Bombay. D, B, ये है ना अपना D, B, A, E, C. So second will be B, option B. Third आपका होगा A, D, B, A. Third one is A, option. Fourth sentence is E for England, so that is option E, D, B, A, E. No, D, B, A, E, हाँ, option E, correct. And the fifth will be C. Statement C, option C. I hope you must have got this correct. Next one, quickly we'll solve this. A, B, C, D, E, F. Now this is 6 statement wala. Take 3-4 minutes for this. Quickly, try to solve this quickly now. Sure. So we'll start solve this. From universities to the military and parliament, all institutions are faced with the challenge of designing their systems to reflect greater inclusiveness of gender and caste. Okay. So this can be your first statement, or this seems to be more conclusive. कि क्या कर रहे हैं बाकी सारे लोग, मतलब यूनिवर्सिटी, मिलिट्री, पार्लियामेंट, इस सबका एक ही कॉमन चैलेंज है. सो दिस कैन बी योर फर्स्ट or this can be your last statement. Let's put a question mark over here. Currently, in 25 high courts in the country, the ratio of women to men judges speaks of an appalling structural inequality. Structural inequality के बारे में कह रहा है. Currently, ratio of women to men. तो introduction तो हुआ नहीं है अब. Now इतना तो बस पता चल गया कि this is about gender equality, है ना? So this can be a first statement. इसको हटा दो. Therefore, the Chief Justice of India's comments, मतलब कुछ तो comment किया है. So C also can't be your first. If there is one thing about the Indian judiciary, अब Chief Justice of India आया है, High Court आया है, तो Indian judiciary के बारे में बात हो रही है. तो Indian judiciary यहाँ पर introduce हुआ है. So if there is one thing about the Indian judiciary that is beyond contest, it is this. It needs many more women on the bench. Now here we have been introduced with ये ratio of women or men की judges वाला. So it needs many more women on the bench. In 70 years of its existence, the Supreme Court has seen only 8 women judges. No woman has been appointed Chief Justice. So question mark यहाँ put करेंगे. This can also be a first statement. The CJI देखो short form. यहाँ पर क्या है? Chief Justice of India. यहाँ पर है आपका CJI short form. ठीक है. Can't be your first statement. हटा दो इसको. This needs to be fixed not only to address a representation. This मतलब क्या? Can't be your first statement. So now there is a competition between A and D. But देखो, this all the 6 statements are talking about Indian judiciary, and only this statement, A statement, is talking about everything: universities, military, parliament. So this can be your irrelevant statement, or no, it can't be your irrelevant because it is talking about inclusiveness of gender and caste. So it is more or less talking about equality, gender equality only. So this will be your conclusive statement. Yes, this will be your conclusive statement. We'll see that how it comes. But for the time being, statement D is your first statement. तो पहला statement आपका D है. अब D क्या कहता है? If there is one thing about Indian judiciary, जो भी है, it needs many more women and only 8 judges, women judges, and no one has been appointed as Chief Justice. उसके बाद क्या आएगा? अब देखो, D का सीधा B के साथ कनेक्शन है. Currently 70 सालों में 8 women judges and no Chief Justice. Currently in 25 high courts, ratio of women to men कितना है? 81 to 107. सीधा सीधा कनेक्शन. D के बाद आएगा B, उसके बाद आएगा F. This needs to be fixed. This मतलब क्या? ये जो रेशियो है ना, इसको फिक्स करना है to address representation deficit, because equitable presence of women in courts is fundamental to the conception of justice. DBF. उसके बाद आएगा C. Therefore the CJI, देखो यहाँ पर CJI है और यहाँ पर CJI है. सॉरी, यहाँ पर चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया है, यहाँ पर CJI है. तो पहले चीफ जस्टिस वाला आएगा C के बाद आएगा आपका E. दैट इज वेरी ऑब्वियस, क्योंकि यहाँ पर फुल फॉर्म है चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया और यहाँ पर शॉर्ट फॉर्म है. तो C के बाद E, एंड लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट A, because that is giving you some kind of a, but it is telling us what all institutions in this country should do to achieve coherence or to achieve gender equality. So आपका correct sequence होगा DBF CEA. I repeat again, DBF CEA. Okay, so we'll look at the questions now quickly. Last, that is 6, DBF CEA. So last कौन सा हो गया आपका? A. Correct option is D. Option D. Next one. Which of the following will be the fourth sentence after the rearrangement? DBF CEA. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Option statement C. That is option D over here. Okay, I hope you all are getting the correct answers. Moving ahead. Which of the following will be the first sentence? Starting with DBF CEA. So option statement D, that is option A. Let's move ahead. Which of the following will be the fifth? DBF CEA. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth one is E. Statement E, option B यहाँ पर आपका E ही है. And last question. Which of the following will be the third sentence? DBF CEA हमने निकाला हुआ है तो 1, 2, 3 F. Option A. Next question. That was it. That was the last question. So I hope we have done 7 parajumbles in this lesson. So progressively we'll be making it even tougher and we'll be reducing the time also. Okay. I hope you are getting used to parajumbles. Okay. ऐसे ही करते रहेंगे and we'll develop accuracy as well as we'll improve our speed also. Okay. So this is it for this lesson. Thank you so much. See you in the next class.